Welcome to Mobile by May, a place where we explore historic architecture, architectural salvage, and real estate that tells a story about our city's history. Hey everyone, I'm so excited to share with y'all today. We're focused on Queen Anne Victorian architecture. We've got some of the finest examples here in the city of Mobile. We're in Old Dauphin Way Historic District at a National Register of Historic Places. This house is called the Kate Shepard House. It was built in 1897, and it is magnificent. It has so much character and charm. And one thing I love about Queen Anne architecture is it's asymmetrical, and there's turrets and towers, and then all these different materials and different textures and colors. So you have brackets, you have just so much to look at. It's so architecturally interesting. And it's kind of a juxtaposition from the Greek Revival and Federal period where everything was symmetrical and simple and classical. This is just very unusual. So it's just visually interesting, almost like a castle, medieval castle, but it's got bright colors and it really accentuates all the different architectural elements in here. You see it's got deep recessed porches, which is really important in the Deep South with the heat, and it's got cross ventilation. And so I just love this kind of architecture. And this house right here was actually a kit house. So it was actually ordered from Tennessee on 13 railroad cars and assembled here, put back together with all this different ornamentation. So this is some really high-end detailed woodwork here. And if you just look at all of this, it's hard to focus on any one thing because there's just so much to look at. The way that the woodwork is turned. And then you also, when we go inside, we've got awesome stained glass windows, leaded glass windows, all different shapes and sizes, different pitched roofs. So it's just a lot to really take in. A porte-cochere over here where you can pull in your car and look at the decorative brackets here and all the different colors. It's just really a feast for the eyes. But one thing I really love about this house is has a lot of the original doors. And so it was a school. It was a Kate Shepard school at one time for like 50 years. And now it's been repurposed into a bed and breakfast. It's actually on the market now too. So this is a phenomenal house. And this is a great example of how you can repurpose thoughtfully a historic home with modern amenities, but still keep the character and everything. And it just makes you want to just come down here and sit down and have like a mint julep or something, sit in this rocking chair. And I just love this. It's so tranquil. And these original, I mean, look at how large these panes of glass are. They're like 5 foot wide, 4 feet tall, and the stained glass. The cool thing is from the outside, you don't really see the vibrant colors, but from the inside, when we show you with that sun coming through it, it's just really going to pop. So that's one of the things that's so fascinating about this Victorian era is that everything was functional, but it was also beautiful. So the design of everything, even gutters, everything was beautiful. And so, today it's just a very different world than back then. But the fact that I think it really tells a story about our city in the time period that this was all assembled, mass industry. They were able to create all of this material, not having to do everything by hand like they had to do for so long. Hey y'all, so we're inside on the grand staircase inside the Kate Shepard House. I wanted to start out with this unbelievable stained glass. Look at that, the rich colors. It's like a flaming torch in the middle, and it's got so much to look at with the different colors and textures and design elements. And that's just something where the morning sun comes through every day. You get to look at that. And this grand staircase, look at the spindles and the newel posts, and then all of this paneling. Man, there's so much labor involved with cutting all these different angles. This is beautiful. It's amazing. This is 125 years old, and it is so solidly built. I love this newel post here. I've never seen one quite like this. I think this is like a flaming torch here as well. It must be kind of the theme here. I wanted to really point this out over this front porch area. Look at this fretwork here. This is amazing that it's still intact. That is a really cool architectural element as well in this house. I mean, there's just so many things. There's 11 fireplaces in this home. And as you can see, it's got the original floors, the paneling, pocket doors. I mean, there's just so much to look at these. Beautiful. It's never been painted, which is unusual. Normally you have to strip a lot of these. And we come into this parlor area. We've got a grand piano in here, but they've got more stained glass. So every room is just really like a celebration of just life. I mean, it's just got so much to keep you enthused about and excited. I love even all the chandeliers. Look at this mantle, these Corinthian columns, and all this beautiful tile work. I mean, this is really a spectacular home with so much of the original elements. You know, that's really unusual, especially nowadays, to have all the doors, mantles, and all the original thing. Look at this with this wreath on here. This is like a 6 foot tall mantle. And so, yeah, everywhere you look, it's another stained glass window. I mean, there's just so much you can't even film everything. But that's what I love about Queen Anne architecture, because it's just such a different feel than some of the previous architecture that we dealt with. So this is a really phenomenal example of it. And as you come into this dining room area, look, we have again another incredible mantle with the original tile, which is really hard to find nowadays. And look, some more fretwork up there. And even the kitchen, this was cool. The kitchen has some of the original cabinetry in here with some of this old glass in it too. This is neat. Look at this. This place is phenomenal as a bed and breakfast. Ceiling tiles. I mean, just really everywhere you look, there's something visually interesting and stimulating. But I love these. Look at these cabinet doors with the arches and the original glass in them. So I've left a lot of really cool elements, and then they just upgraded it with a granite countertop on the old. So it really blends very well, very thoughtfully done. And then you've got some exposed brick back here. So this is just a supreme example of this kind of architecture, and we're so lucky to have homes like this in the city. We've got several other examples in Old Dauphin Way Historic District we're going to show y'all, but wanted to start with this one because outside is just really with the turned posts and the way that it's designed. I mean, it's the apex of architecture to me in this style and period in the city. Hey, y'all, would you like to have a cup of coffee up here in the morning, sitting on this balcony with all this beauty up here? These deep porches, you get a nice breeze. This is just a phenomenal setting up here. And all these spindles and turn posts and everything up here. If you all look at all the different colors, there's even another little turret up top at the very top of the roof line up here. It's so steep pitched. So I love how everything's just kind of, the ornamentation here is just really, really unrivaled. And the colors really make everything pop with all the different types of window panes and lattice work. It's just very thoughtfully done. You can tell it just took an incredible amount of a vision and a really incredible taste to be able to paint it in this style to really accentuate all the beautiful details. Okay, y'all, we're around the corner on Julia Street. This is a new project we're going to be starting later this year. This is an 1880s Queen Anne Victorian, and it's going to be fabulous. Look at these turned posts up here. Has all the original. Inside is going to be amazing, but it's got all the original banisters, the flooring, the windows. I mean, look at the height of these windows. It's even got the shutters as well. So it's all white right now, but once we get this thing finished and completed, we're going to paint it. It's going to be amazing how all these features of the architecture is going to pop. You've got like a sunburst. You've got this great turret up here. This is going to be a phenomenal renovation. I'm so excited to finally get started on this one. And it's basically been mothballed for 30 years. I mean, it's got all the original components of it. And this will be a fun one. But I wanted to show you all kind of a before picture because again, it's asymmetrical, the facade. It's got a lot of different details, but it kind of gets lost because it's all monocolored. But once we start painting all these different things, it really accentuates all the detail. Okay, y'all, so we're in Oakley Garden Historic District. This is another Queen Anne Victorian. This is like more of a steamboat. But look at the porches and the spindles, and it's got a double stacked porch. And I love the way that this is arched and curved right here. Sometimes they call it like a moon port or portal up here, the way that's turned. So it really frames it so beautifully. It's like a hipped roof. But there's a lot of decorative elements here with the spindles and the turned balusters, turned columns. It's just a different period of time when things were just a lot more elaborate and craftsmanship was really celebrated. And I just really love the whole vibe of this. And this is a beautiful setting right here. It's framed with this live oak tree arched over the front of the house, and you have this beautiful square right off Washington Square right here. So everything kind of works together with nature and architecture, and it's just really just like a living history of our city. And these are just special landmarks that I love to kind of showcase because they're so different from anywhere else. You know, it's what makes Mobile unique is the type of architecture that we have and all the different influences that we have. This actually has almost more of a colonial influence and combined with Victorian. So the colors, the way it makes it pop, and up top, see they got that decorative gable up there with the turned spandrels up there. So then you've got a double gallery on the side. So it's just very thoughtful the way it was designed to take advantage of the climate back then that we still have, where it's very just hot and humid. So you can sit out there away from the sun, get a breeze, also away from the bugs, away from the state bird we call the mosquito here. So anyway, these are some just classic examples of Victorian architecture in Mobile, and want y'all to come and check it out. Thanks so much for joining us. If you have any questions or comments or any suggestions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you so much.